Hey guys, Brian the cell phone guy here again. In this video we're going to take a short look on how to transfer your data from your old Android device to your new LG. Now in this particular case we're using a Samsung S5 as the previous device, and we're using an LG G4 as the new device. Now this will work on any Android phone that's running Android 4.4 or higher. And it just requires the LG transfer app to be downloaded onto both phones. So let's get started. Now the app that's required to be installed here is called LG Mobile Switch, and as you can see it is downloadable on a Samsung because it's running Android. So we'll install this and then we'll come back in just a minute. So now that we have the LG Mobile Switch app downloaded onto the Samsung, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the menu on this one and we're going to find LG Backup, and that's this one right here. And this one allows you to transfer the data. So what we're going to do on the Samsung, we're going to choose wireless, and then on the new LG we're going to choose receive data. We're going to tell it that it's another Android device and not an LG. Now this also will work on Apple phones as well. Now we're going to choose receive data wirelessly and start. Now this is going to take a few minutes, so we have to push start on the old phone as well, and then we're just going to wait and see it get started. So on this one here it's asking to send the data to a G4. So we're going to select that, and we're going to select accept on the LG. And now we're just going to wait for on-screen instructions. Now this is a reminder that it's going to wipe out any information that's already on the LG, but we don't worry about that because this is a brand new phone and there's nothing on it anyway. So we're going to tap receive, and it's going to tell you that it's connected to my S5. Now on this side it's going to tell you that it has 1 meg of personal data, 2.7 megs of media, and 172 megs of downloadable apps, and it's estimating that it's going to take 20 minutes. So we'll just push next and we'll get started. Now because this is a fairly lengthy progress, what we're going to do is we're just going to pause the camera and we'll come back in a few minutes. So as you can see here, we're now at 70% on the media file. All the personal data has been moved. So this has been about 4 minutes. So it is fairly quick. Now we note that we are having both phones on the same Wi-Fi network in order to do this. You could technically do this over the cellular network, but it's not advisable because of the amount of data that it would use up. So it's always best to put it onto the Wi-Fi networks. Now that it's zipped all the data into files, now it's sending the data, and it looks like we've got a total of 2.9 gigabytes that are going to be sent. So again, we're going to pause the camera because that's going to take 5 to 10 minutes. Now if we check the process, you can see that both the phones are sitting at 8%, and it's going to track the receiving progress and the sending progress on both phones, so that just so you can keep an eye on what's going on. So as you can see, we are making progress. This has been about 15 minutes so far, and we're at 87%. I have seen this take up to 2 hours depending on how many pictures and videos you have, but we're almost there, so hang in there. So here we are at 99%. Now because of the length of time that this takes to process, it is pretty important to make sure that you have enough battery to do the process. Now it's probably a good idea to plug the phone in while it's doing this. I couldn't do that because to have the phone in the stand, I can't access the charging port. So now what you'll see is all the data has been moved to the new phone, but now the new phone has to, in a sense, unpack the boxes and put everything away. This is an LG G4 that I'm using. If you were using a G6, it has a significantly faster processor, and this would be a much quicker process. So let's just pause the camera and come back when the unpacking is done. So now we're back and you can see that it's at 93% saving. I just wanted to point out that if you get halfway through this and it looks like it's stuck forever on a certain number, like this one was stuck on 45% for probably 15 minutes, that's just because of the type and size of the files that it's downloading. So just be patient. Like I say, this can take up to 2 hours. Okay, so now it says complete, and you'll look and you'll see that personal data is saved, media data is saved, and download apps are saved. And then we have to touch restart phone, and it's going to go through a reboot process. This, once again, I'd just like to take a moment to preach on my favorite subject, which is the importance of a backup. If you have an old phone and you have not got your stuff backed up, then this would not be possible. And if your old phone gets lost or dropped in a puddle, your stuff is gone. So once again, like every video we do on backup, remember to back your stuff up. Here we go, gallery. So let's check, see if our pictures are here. We have 517 pictures from my camera, 48 from another file, and 40 from an SD card backup. So that's all the pictures are over. Now if we go into the File Manager app, you'll see that it brought across 100 music files, 608 images, 45 document files, and 1 video. Also, you'll find that if we open up the text messages icon, it'll give us all our text messages as well. The other thing that it'll do, it'll bring across any apps that you have. So here I have a Sonos, I have a Keeper Password program, I have a banking program, I have House, and I have YouTube, and I've got the TELUS featured apps. So it looks like it's a pretty good program, almost on par with Samsung Smart Switch. So that basically, in a nutshell, is how to transfer your data from your old Android phone to your new LG phone. If you like the video, click the like button. Again, subscribe if you would like to get the updates. And as always, thanks for watching.